What did we watch last night? What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, we'll go right ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't done it already, make sure you turn on post notifications so you know when I go live or drop some content. We're going to have a lot of stuff, live call-ins, live play-by-plays, and last but not least, podcast episodes. With all that being said, smash the like button for your boy, and let's jump into today's topic. Man, was that a crazy game. And when I say crazy, I don't mean good crazy. It was embarrassing. It was just downright sloppy, lazy basketball. Simple and plain. Now, we talked about it in the pregame. We were coming off 3 home games, the first road game on a back-to-back that we are deciding to play Joel Embiid. Now, the Wizard game, although they're not a good team, they played us to the brink. 41 minutes for Tobias Harris, 37 minutes for Joel Embiid, and not just 37, but he came in the fourth quarter at the 10-minute mark, and we rode him all the way home. Pause. But we rode his basketball skills all the way home. Big fourth quarter for Joel Embiid. And what happens? Back to back on the road. He gives it a go, and you can see the fatigue. You can see he's just not in it. Now, I don't want to discredit Jarrett Allen's defense, DeAndre Jordan's defense. They played a heck of a defensive scheme against him. Both them rotating. The fact that the Nets were sending double teams and saying, no Seth Curry, no, Joel is not going to beat us. Somebody else got to beat us, and that's what they did. They frustrated Joel Embiid all game long. They frustrated Dwight Howard as well. He got fouled out the game with 9 points. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's get into the starting 5. So, Shake got the start for Seth Curry because we thought it was an ankle or we thought it was something, but now we found out it was COVID-19. So what does that mean for the Sixers? Is the organization going to have more positive tests? Are they going to postpone games? What's going to happen? This is going to interfere with our basketball as well. If we have multiple cases, if we have to wait 2 weeks to play basketball, these guys will fall back into that rustiness. That first game in the Wizards rustiness where the chemistry wasn't right. I don't know. But we're going to wait and see. Shout out to Seth Curry. Get better, and hopefully no more positive tests. So let's get back to the starting lineup. Shake got to go ahead to start alongside of Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Danny Green, and Joel Embiid. Now, I like what Shake did. 24.7 assists. I love his game, and it continues to blossom. It continues to develop. Him running the pick and roll, him creating a bucket, going to the hole, finishing hard, looking for the open man. He is growing as a player. But I'm telling you guys, everybody who wants him to be in the starting lineup, it won't work with this team. Listen. He is way better than Danny Green. I don't discredit that. I don't doubt it. But we need that guy off the bench who can be instant offense. Not a guy who can just catch and shoot. A guy who can run the offense. Now, I know Tyrese Maxey can run the offense, and maybe it would work with Tyrese and Danny Green. But I'm telling you, there's times where the second unit is stuck and Shake Milton gets a bucket. Shake Milton inspires the second unit. Shake Milton maybe draws a double team on his drive and kicks it to a Maxey who does a floater or somebody else when Tobias is in the game with the second unit. I don't know, but I like Shake Milton coming off the bench. And what we do with Shake, like Doc Rivers did with Lou Williams, in the second half, when we need to get the W, Shake also plays with the starting group. He'll get time with Ben Simmons. He'll get time with Embiid. He'll get time with Seth Curry, and they're lethal on the floor together. And I'm not trying to make no excuses because KD and Kyrie didn't play. You know, the 3 home games, first back-to-back for Embiid, first road game for us in a minute, goes out the window because KD and Kyrie didn't play. If they would have played, what would have happened? We let the likes of Caris LeVert and Joe Harris beat up on us. Joe Harris, 28 points, 6 3-pointers, and Caris LeVert, 22 points. We cannot defend guards. We just can't. You know, Bradley Beal, Terry Rozier, Caris LeVert, Joe Harris, and it's because the way we don't fight through these screens. Now, we saw that with Brett Brown a little bit, and we kind of cleaned it up early in the season, but we've seen a couple games where they're going on the screens, they're using the pick, they're getting that little bit of separation, and they're banging it. Joel Embiid is not able to step up and stand with a guard. We're going to have to figure that out. But it's hard in this NBA because if you fight through the screen, foul. You fight through the screen, foul. So what do? We cannot guard. Now, nobody's taking Ben Simmons off the dribble one-on-one. As soon as Ben Simmons comes up, we saw that in the second half. Ben Simmons all the way up at half court, in the middle from the half court line to the three, playing Karis LeVert. And what does Jared Allen do? What does DeAndre Jordan do? They come up and set a deep screen. That's all they do. Karis LeVert goes off the screen. He uses his back to seal the defender, and then he shoots a little baby hook. They were killing us with that. We're going to have to figure out how to defend that because teams are going to see it and continue to do that. Continue to do that to us. Now, let's talk about the Nets controlling the game. From the grip, they started out hot, was up 15. By the end of the first quarter, we cut it within 2. We went into the second quarter 28-26, I believe, and I thought we were getting our groove. Like I said in the pregame show, we were going to come out rusty and then start kicking up. And we did. The end of the first quarter, start the second quarter, we started to get in our groove, took a 4-point lead, and then bye-bye to the lead. We never saw it again. And the Nets controlled the whole game. At that point, late in the game, in the third quarter, fourth quarter, we got down to 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 8. And then here comes Joe Harris with a 3. Here comes these guys with a 3. And I'm just saying, guys like Taurean Prince and Jeff Green, they're okay players. And they only scored at what? Prince had 13 and Jeff Green had 14. But it was the shots they were making it. And at what point of the game, the Sixers start rallying. Taurean Prince with the shot clock inspiring from Steph, not Seth. Steph Curry territory in Danny Green's face, like bang, like we couldn't. It was just one of them games. It was one of them games where the Nets were playing inspired. No KD, no Kyrie, no Dinwiddie, and they still got it done. It was just wild. It was one of them games where they just couldn't miss and we couldn't buy a shot. But I'm not so mad at the Sixers coming out in a shooting slump. We shot 50% from the field and 50% from the 3. In the last couple games, 60%. We were shooting great. It was going to happen. We only shot 47.1% from the field and 34.6% from 3. That is okay once in a while. But what's not okay is the laziness and the turnovers. 20 turnovers. This was the story of the game. The Brooklyn Nets had 11 offensive rebounds. Let me repeat that. Not just regular rebounds. We were pretty close, but 11 offensive rebounds. That's 11 extra tries at getting a bucket. When you're shooting bad, you got to clean up all that little stuff. We have won many games shooting 34.6% from the 3. But you got to clean up the rebounding, you got to clean up the turnovers, and you got to play hustle basketball. That's how you clean up a bad shooting night. And when you're not rebounding and you're not taking care of the ball, well then you got to shoot well. You can't do both of that at the same game or you'll get beat by a KD-less, Kyrie-less, Dinwiddie-less Nets team. And that's sad. Even if you're on a back-to-back. Even if this is the first road game in a while, even if it's the start of the season, it's bad. Now, 7-2 is not bad, and when we're 25, 30 games in, who's going to care about this loss? A loss in this early of the season does not matter. This is not where basketball is made. The playoffs, late in the season, that's where it's made. So I don't want to blow this out of proportion like, oh my God, the season's over. It's not. But come on. I don't want to see some of these same things we've seen before. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid get complacent. I want to see inspired basketball. And yes, back-to-backs, we're going to rest Joel Embiid on some back-to-backs. But when you play him this early in the season, you just got to do it. And I'm also curious, when Joel Embiid is off, who's going to step up? Is it going to be Tobias? Will it ever be Ben Simmons on the offensive side of the ball? Will it be Seth, who I think has not unlocked his true potential in this offense? Will it be Shake? Who's that guy that steps up when Joel Embiid can't get 35? When We're not blowing an easy team out at halftime and Joel Embiid can sit and we put our deep bench in. Who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be that guy? Now, let's get back to the turnovers. Like I said, 20 turnovers is unacceptable when you're shooting this bad. But if you do turn the ball over at this clip, at least get back on defense. Play defense. Transition defense off the turnovers. The Nets scored 35 points off the 20 turnovers. That's unacceptable. 35 points? Do you know how many points we scored off the turnovers? 7. We had 13 turnovers and we scored 7 points off them 13 turnovers. That was the difference in the game. We can shoot bad a game or two if you play complementary basketball. You rebound, you hustle, you play defense, which is supposed to be our identity. We just got to be better. But I'm not going to blow everything up. Oh, the Sixers are falling apart. The world is ending for a game this early. We haven't even played 10 games. Like I said in the play-by-play, the Nets lost to the Wizards and Hornets. The Bucks lost to the Knicks. Big teams, good teams are losing to bad teams. That will happen in a 72 or 82 game season. We just got to see how we respond and how we clean up those mistakes for the long haul. And the most important thing is to keep Joel Embiid healthy and keep him in shape. I don't need him falling out of shape. If anything, I need him to continue to get more in shape. Man, before we end this video, shout out to Tyrese Maxey, who came off the bench. And like I said, he looked inspired. 2 people showed me they want to play this game yesterday. Shake Milton, 24.7 assists. And Tyrese Maxey, he played 21 minutes, 7 of 12 for 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, I believe. That was the only bright spots in this game, but it's one game out of many to be played. Now, let's just go over the guys' stats because I've been talking about this game and not their stats. Tobias Harris had 17 points. Joel Embiid has 20 points because he gets to the free throw line in his sleep. Ben Simmons, 11. Danny Green, 9 points. Like I said, Shake, 24. And we're going to have to come out a lot better. I want to see if it's more the back-to-back that destroyed us or playing on the road, because we have another road game on Saturday against the Denver Nuggets. Now that game is going to be good. Jokic, Embiid, best 2 centers in the game. Who's going to show it that night? I don't care what these guys do against other people. It's big versus big. Who's going to win? It's time for a bounce-back game. I don't know what's going to happen now. Because like I said earlier, if there's more positive tests, well, then maybe we have to start postponing games. Hurry, Curry, get better. We just need no more positives and Curry to get better. Simple and plain. So we can get back to winning basketball. With all that being said, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section when it comes to this wild, ugly game. Let me know what you think the Sixers got to do to bounce back against the Nuggets and just games in the future. Until next time, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. You guys know what time it is. We out.